Hi, I'm Pablo Hernandez, Oboe instructor at Colorado State University. And today, I would like to talk to you about preparing your Colorado All-State 2023 Oboe audition. For this audition, you have two etudes or two excerpts from etudes. The first one I would like to talk to you about is the slow etude from the Voxman book, page 14 in B-flat major. First thing to consider, the scales and arpeggios that you find in this etude are mostly B-flat passages. So it would be a good idea to incorporate B-flat scale on your warm-up and play with a metronome and also play with a tuner, checking your intervals and making sure that you feel very comfortable playing that scales and arpeggios of B-flat major. Second point that I would like to talk to you about is your sound. Since this is a lyrical, slow etude, it's always good to try to use your warmest sound, having a good deep breath, and projecting the best sound that you can manage to have. Also, intonation will come into place in this one. Since it's a slow one, it's really easy for us to hear where your intervals are. So to prepare that, to improve your intonation, I would advise you to use a drone, and you can start with a B-flat and play the beginning get your tuning device, place a drone on it of B-flat, and play slowly the beginning to hear how your notes, your moving notes, are tuning with the drone. Another fun thing that I like to do is changing my note for the drone. In this case, I would advise you to use F as a drone as well, because it's the fifth of the B-flat scale. So you can hear the same beginning and see and get a different feeling from the harmony that occurs when you play in a different drum. Playing these slow etudes, it's very good to use vibrato, so you can add more expression to your line, and also you can blow in between notes and have a better movement and sense of moving forward in your etude. With that, you also need to think about the direction of your phrasing and look at your part and try to identify where is your point A and your point B, or where you are starting and where is your arrival, and create a line that have a forward motion and give us the sense that you are always going towards something. At the end, music most of the times is about creating tension and releasing. One thing to think about also is the trill issues that we have in this etude. Because we are trilling from an E flat to an F, my best approach, my opinion, is using the left E flat if your oboe has it, and trill with your middle finger on the right hand. Especially because we come from notes like C sharp or regular F. You want to make sure that you sound smooth and your transition doesn't sound sloppy. So I'll let you to decide which finger you would like to use, left F or forked F, but make sure that you use the one that feels more comfortable to you and that sounds clean. One issue that we find in the second half of this etude is the mordant issues. Sometimes we have the tendency to play the mordants too fast and too crispy, and that sounds a little out of character since this is a slow etude. Make sure that you fit in your mordant with the pace that you set up from the beginning. As slow as you're playing your melody, make the mordant very melodic and fitting in that beat. Finally, I would like to talk a little bit about articulation. Make sure that you play what is on the page. What you're going to encounter in this etude is a mix of different articulations like slurs, sforzandos, staccatos. So be very attentive and try to play everything as it's written. And make some music. The second etude that you have on your audition is your fast etude, and it comes from the Fairling etude book, number 32, in C sharp minor. For this one, the same with the previous one, make sure that you are very familiar with the scales that appear in the etude, especially because this one is C sharp minor. I would also add this to your warm-up routine. Make sure you play that with a metronome. And you can also create different articulation patterns, because that's what you're going to see in this etude. Another important thing, talking about the key, this etude explore different key areas as A major and E major, and I would also practice those scales. Try to play the scales with the most beautiful sound, and always listen to your intonation. This etude, because it's fast, the key can be not the most comfortable to us. I would do a metronome work. And what I mean by that is starting playing with a pulse that is slow enough where you can play all the right notes. When we try to play too fast at the beginning, and we are not so sure about some passages, we end up learning things wrong. And then you're going to double your work, because now you have to deconstruct what you just learned wrong, and then slow down and learn it the proper way. So I would start very slow. Once you feel very comfortable with a passage, and you can chunk it up by 2 measures, 3, 4, then you can start speeding up. Another type of metronome work that I like to do with this etude is actually playing with different meter. So we start, because this is a 3/8, we start having the 8-note pulse, for example, from the beginning, ta-ra, ti-ra, ta-ra, ti-ra, ta. And then you can have 2 beats per measure, ti-ra, ta, ta-ra, ta, ti-ra, ta. That way you get another sense of meter, but you're still playing within a metronome, and you're still playing the same notes. Ultimately, what you want is actually having the feeling of the whole measure, just one big pulse. Tira, tara, tira, tira, tara, tara, ra, ta, ti, ta, ta, ta. One thing to observe in this etude is some patterns of repeated measures. For example, measures 2 and 3 and measures 5 and 6, they repeat itself, 2 and 3 and 5 and 6. So use those moments in the etude to feel that you have an anchor point where you can actually grasp yourself and you don't feel that you are in panic mode all the time. Also, use those measures that are repeated into your advantage, so you can create a different line and you can say something different. Maybe you can do a piano and forte repeated measure, maybe you can do a forte and an echo, or you can do a whole crescendo, but use those repeated patterns and repeated measures into your advantage. About the trills or the turns of measure 17 to 20, once you get to play that etude into close to your tempo, which will be fast, for most of us it will be hard to actually play a full trill with the resolution or lash log into the next note. So my advice to you is actually playing a turn. So you're going to start on an E, go to an F, come back to the E, and then do the resolution. Just a turn, resolution. And don't forget, when you do the resolution or the lash log, the D is a D sharp. I'll demonstrate to you when I play it. Towards the end of the etude, because you probably will be a little tired of playing, your embouchure will be a little tight, make sure that you keep it open, especially when you get to the lip down from the high register to the low register of the oboe. So you want to keep it open and keep it blowing to the end of the instrument to have those low notes sounding. Finally, let's go back to measure 17-20, where we have our trills or turns. That measure, because I consider is the biggest challenge of this etude, those 4 measures will be the ones that dictate your final tempo. Whatever tempo you can play those measures the cleanest possible, this should be your tempo for the whole etude. And you should start off, when you record your audition, with that tempo that you feel comfortable on measure 17 to 20. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you have any questions or any concerns, would like to reach out to me, you can find my email in the description of this video, or pabloher@collegestate.edu. Good luck on your audition and make some music. Until next time.
Thanks so much for watching this Colorado All-State Prep video. If you have any questions or concerns, please visit music.colostate.edu for more information, including the opportunity to schedule an individual visit with the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. Good luck on your audition.